Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be taking you on an Outlander tour of Scotland. So if you are a fellow Outlander fan like I am, then you are going to love this episode. So kick back and pop that subscribe button and we're going to go find some Outlander filming sites. Hi, I'm Cher and I love sharing travel with you. If you love travel like I do, then make sure you pop that subscribe button, stick around, and let's see what adventures await us. Hey guys, the first stop on our tour is going to be Clavicarns. It's located a little outside of Culloden battlefield, and these are not real stones from the movie. It is inspired, but if you know, you know. If you're an Outlander fan, you have to go visit the stones. Okay, we're heading to Cairns, however you pronounce it. It's stones, however, not the real Outlander stones. It's inspired. So we're gonna go film there, take some pictures so I can do my Outlander thing.
Hope you have a jewel on you, because you can't go if you don't have a jewel.
Oh no, I forgot my jewel. Oh, I have my crystal headband. That's the jewel because it has a whole bunch of pink quartz in it. I'm gonna get my pink quartz out. Oh, there we go.
I am the jewel.
You have your harmonies.
I have sapphires and diamonds.
I have pink quartz.
I don't have any of that.
Yes. So if you have seen the movie, you know that the way that Claire slipped back through time in Scotland was she accidentally went through the standing stones. And the way that she did this was with a jewel that's kind of later described in the series when they discover what it is that helps them time travel. So we're pulling into the parking lot of the Clavicarns. This one in particular was thought to have been built by the Picts in very early Scottish history, and it was actually a burial type ground, like a memorial for a lot of their higher society folks. And so this one we are visiting for historical reasons, but of course to emulate the Outlander stones. We're going to pick one. Okay, I did it wrong. Okay, so everybody asked us, what are you doing? And I'm like, surely this is what everybody's here for, is Outlander, right? But half the people here didn't know what in the world we were doing. They saw us touching the stones and they're like, huh? What's going on? I was kind of surprised. Got my picture. Now let's see, there is another set of them over here, so we're gonna show you those. Could be this one. Look here. And then this just gives you an idea of the cairns and how they were built themselves and some of the history behind them. Cairns are seen throughout Scotland. It has been a part of their culture and lifestyle, but of course for us, we just think of Outlander if we're Outlander fans. But it is based on significant history. It usually signifies some kind of memorial. Next, we are on our way to the very exciting Doune Castle. We're passing through the little village of Doune just outside the castle, and this is the filming site for the Mackenzie Castle, where Claire was first brought when she was taken and kidnapped, basically, by the Scottish clan Mackenzie, and of course, the very one and only Jamie Fraser, who was part Fraser, part Mackenzie, part Lovat as well. So we will see a little bit of the Lovat clan later on when we visit Loch Ness. But for now, we're going to visit Doune Castle. There are other movies that were filmed here, such as Game of Thrones, the pilot season, and Monty Python was filmed here. But this is Mackenzie Castle, where they first brought her in. You will also see on the grounds where they did the pig hunt. And then we'll visit the waters back behind it and talk about that area as well. Here it is. Cue the music. I am so enthralled and in love. I'm loving it. We don't have time to go in and tour it because we got to be over at Midhope Castle by 3 o'clock. but we're gonna do the best we can, just touring around the grounds. This is epic, absolutely epic. I'm so excited. This is the back. And so looking over here off into the distance, if you see this field over to the right down there below, that is the field where they filmed the little boar pig hunt and the games outside the castle. So very exciting to be here in person. And now we're gonna just kind of take a tiny little peek inside. We didn't get to tour in much, but we are gonna just see what the little courtyard looks like up here. And this is where Claire was first brought in, if you remember the wagons and that sort of thing. Now we're going to come back out and we are going to follow the River Taith that runs alongside the castle. So if you follow the river a little bit more, you will discover a distillery that was the site of another filming location. This is where Claire discovered the man with smallpox. Back down this path to the side of the castle. We couldn't go anywhere this way, but we'll trudge along behind it. My friends went way up ahead of me. I don't know where they went. Hopefully I make it out. And here it is. Beautiful. Beautiful flowing river right behind the castle. So this is the River Taith. And if you remember from, I believe it was season 1, but I might remember that wrong, where Lear tries to seduce Jamie by the waterside, this is where it was filmed. From the side here we see the castle again, and in Outlander it's referred to as Castle Leoch. So it's also where Frank and Claire visited in the very beginning, if you remember, but they did CGI to make it look like a ruin. Okay, now we are on our way to Lollybrook, also known as Midhope Castle, but for us it's Lollybrook from Outlander. So about 5 minutes away, we're going to take you down the path. So Lollybrook, also in real life it is Midhope Castle. It's the fictional ancestral home of the Frasers. So this was Jamie Fraser's home, and we are coming to visit it now too. So exciting. Lollybrook waiting for us. It's just beyond exciting. So this building here, if you recognize in the latest season of Outlander, was where little Jeremiah was kind of secretly keeping William Buckley, and Roger discovered him out there. Just wanted to give that little backstory. So there's actually a house right next door, which was not exciting. Yeah, this is what's beside it. That's just Outlander. So you should notice the little courtyard area. This is where we meet his sister Jenny, and where the British came and held him captive and were trying to assault her, and he was trying to defend her from those bad old British. So here is what it's looking like inside. Check it out. Up in there. So even though they have turned Midhope into like a little museum where you come and pay to visit, you actually cannot go inside, and you can see it's still a little bit of like a ruin on the inside, but we're just kind of touring around the grounds and show you what it looks like behind there. All right guys, we have found the Loch Ness. We haven't seen Nessie yet. Our road trip around the loch. So if you remember from the show, they did spend a little time out in the Mackenzie lands, which were around the Loch Ness area too. This is actually historically accurate. The Mackenzies did and do still have lands around this area, kind of near Inverness and the Loch Ness region. So we took a little tour on the Loch Ness boat ride. It is interestingly enough called the Jacobite, as you see here. And this took us along some of these same areas, just kind of showing you what it is like around the area, because you do see a little bit of the Loch Ness in the show. And bordering along the Loch Ness is the castle, I don't know if I say this right, Urquhart, which was Clan Lovat, and this ties in with Jamie Fraser as well because his grandfather, I believe it was Simon Lovat, was that correct? But here's the castle that you see, the famous castle ruins you'll see along the Loch Ness. And so I wanted to include this a little bit in the Outlander tour today because they all tie together, the Mackenzies, the Lavats, the Frasers, and it is historically based on this area around in here by the Loch Ness. You also have the city of Inverness. So in the show, you'll remember that Frank and Claire go to Inverness where they're doing their little second honeymoon, and that's where she accidentally goes through stones. That's actually not filmed in Inverness. This is the real city of Inverness that the show is based on. The filming location for Inverness is actually in Falkland, a little tiny town with a little square feel to it. But this is the real Inverness. I just thought that we would include a clip to show you what the real one actually looks like. So our next location is the Culloden battlefield, definitely a significant historical landmark. So this is, of course, the whole season 2 where Claire and Jamie are trying to change history and keep the Battle of Culloden from happening. But of course, in the movie, it still happens. So we are coming to Culloden to visit and see where it was filmed, where the battle was filmed, because it is at the end of season 2. So we are visiting the museum and seeing the battlefield for ourselves. So this little building here, I can't remember, I think it might have been in the show. This is actually where they brought a lot of the wounded during the battle for the more British government side. So out in the fields, you see flag poles that represent the beginning of different lines in the battle. The red one marks the British government side, and there's a blue one that marks the Jacobites. And lots of little markers out in the field that kind of demonstrate where the lines came in. You can see and walk in the very paths of them. And here we have Clan Fraser, which just so happens to be a marker right outside the memorial. And once again, we see cairns again in Scottish culture. Here is the overall cairn to honor all of the fallen here on the battlefield. And last, we take you to Edinburgh.
Right. Last leg at the Royal Mile. I can tell already it's starting to look like what I saw in Outlander. I am loving it.
So we have season 3 when Claire comes back through time again, and she goes looking for Jamie, and it's been years. This is where she comes and strolls through Edinburgh. These are some of the scenes while she's on the way to the print shop. So we're going to go look for the print shop down an alley just behind the Museum of Edinburgh.
Should be here soon. There's the Museum of Edinburgh. Okay, I think this might be it. Through here. Let's see. This is it. Big house closed. Outlander filming location, season 3. There it is. Dun-dun-dun-dun. So exciting.
And I believe these are the very steps where she went to go find him.
Going
Time to see James Fraser.
And of course, you remember this is where he sees her and then he passes out. So one of my favorite scenes. Okay, ultimate bucket list fulfilled. Oops. That was amazing. Really cute to see. There's a few changes to the structure, so it doesn't look exactly the same, but it's so fun. All right, I think I'm about done for the day. So there were definitely more sites in Edinburgh where there were filming locations here, but I just ran out of time and couldn't get it all done in that day. So I'm probably just going to wrap it up here, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. And that wraps up our amazing Outlander tour through Scotland. Make sure that you stick around, pop that subscribe so you won't miss more that's coming on the channel. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.